everybody, welcome back to our 10th episode now of From the Couch. I am your host, Tony Jordan.
The kid Uche.
That's right. Wow.
This is another episode of The Office.
Yeah. It's funny. We've done 10 of these now, and it feels incredibly natural. Every time that we talk, I think, we start to get, deeper and deeper into who we are as men, as leaders, as friends, people. Yeah, exactly. And I'm just really thankful that we have the opportunity and have the capabilities here within our own spaces at Weeghman and Briggs to be able to host something like this and be able to help others. And I think that that is our constant thing that we're always talking about: time, helping others. Earlier on, we were talking a little bit about what is it that is going to be on the podcast today. Like, what are we going to cover on? 'Cause usually we're completely
I thought you were
off the
asking
script.
me midway.
No,
I was like, wait, he's just asking me, what are we talking about?
Oops, I thought we covered that. It's funny. So we usually go off the cuff on a majority of the times that we're sitting down for our episodes. And periodically, we'll have guests that are on that talk a little bit about some specific things. But today it was kind of a compilation of all of the things that we've been really honing in on what we're looking to do and how we're getting into a better product and a better service. And last episode that we had Ben on, really, I think that we started to really unpackage what it is that we're looking to really do. And I know that we started to make some changes here within the studio itself. We're going to see some new tie-ins to some content that we cover on.
Better production on the way, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm thankful that we have the capability of being able to do that. So one of the big things that we did touch on a little earlier was the Vin Scully death. Yeah, for those of you that don't know who that is, he was the announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers for like 60 plus years. The guy was 94 years old, absolute legend. It's interesting because
94, that's a long time.
Right?
That's almost 100 years on this planet. Like, he's probably seen things that I can't even imagine.
I think about that periodically too. It's like before computers.
Yeah, like he's probably like, what is the iPhone? Like he literally watched all of this happen.
Progression,
like,
absolutely.
Like I get kind of freaked out because I think about it. Like, I was born in '96,
right.
And so I spent the first 15 years of my life without a smartphone, and now I'm going to spend the rest of my life with a smartphone.
Right.
This guy lived the majority of his life without one. Then it came and said, okay, electric cars. Like, he's seen the world evolve in so many ways, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's this show that I'm watching right now. Actually, we just finished this the second season of it. It's called Upload, and their smartphones are like just connected to their watch, and they open their hand up, and yeah. So is that coming? Maybe.
Like, what's gonna be our?
Right.
I'm pretty
telepathically think of something, and now all of a sudden, it's downloaded that index of data.
Because I'm sure if you ask him, he never would have thought iPhones would be a thing when he was a teenager.
Right.
So you look at us now. What, flying cars next?
Yeah, exactly. I hope so. Well, the Jetsons were supposed to be. I don't know. You probably don't remember them, but
I do.
Okay,
I'm not that young.
Good deals. So, kind of back to Vin Scully. Like you said, just been on the planet for long time. And when I heard of his passing, there were a couple of thoughts that went through my head, and I recall two of probably the greatest calls of all time. And he gave those calls, and one of those took place during the 1988 World Series, and it was one of those calls. Actually, Ben, can we show a shot of that real quick?
You want to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
1988.
88 counts 3 and 2.
How old were you when this happened? Like
8.
8?
Gibby's at the plate, former Tiger. Boom. I get chills every time I see that. Every time I see it. So that right there was my favorite call of baseball of all time. One, Kirk Gibson has been my favorite player for forever, right? He was a former Tiger. He won the World Series in 1984 with the Tigers, and then he went on to Los Angeles.
He's your favorite baseball player or favorite player across all sports?
Oh, no. Michael Jordan, by far, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I thought it was awesome to be able to hear that call, see that shot from the guy that I was like, oh my gosh, he's like the man, back in '84. And then another Vin Scully call took place in a movie, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. The reason why I say that is because it was a movie that I played pretty much all the time on the super old computer when I was in tech school for the Air Force, and it was a movie called For Love of the Game, which stars Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner plays this pitcher who's like 40 years of age at the tail end of his career, and he's looking at throwing a perfect game. And for anybody that doesn't know, a perfect game means no runs, no hits, no errors for 9 innings. And
that is a boring game.
Oh my gosh, it's an amazing game. Amazing game. So, Ben, if we have a chance, can we cut over to that real quick and take a look at this last call that Vin Scully has for Billy Chappell throwing the perfect game?
Judge.
You're right. I got those chills again.
He's pitching against what?
Time. Oh, by the way, he's a Tiger in this movie.
I'm a Yankees
Hey,
fan.
the company was named after 2 stadiums.
I know, right?
Do some research, you'll figure it out.
Pitching hits different. Is that the scene?
Yeah, so that was a call that he gives. That it cuts from there, but Billy Chappell ends up throwing a perfect game. Watch the movie. Really, really good story. It's kind of a love story, to be honest with you, but they do like a really good job on that. Anyways, point of it being is that 2 favorite calls of Vin Scully automatically go to the Kirk Gibson shot and then to Billy Chappell's perfect game. Yeah, so
This Vin Scully guy seems really decorated for an announcer.
right. Well, I mean, I guess if you do it for 60 years, you should
I know,
have
right?
some sort of decoration. Yeah. But it's interesting because his name was all over newspapers, all over news sites. ESPN's running, tons of different stuff on him, and just, he had like a massive impact. And
I think that's what it's about. When you're all said and done, what impact did you leave on the world?
right. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's probably, in a way, we're kind of doing something along those lines right now. It's showing what we've done over time, talking about it, talking about experiences from, our upbringing to where we're at, currently. Yeah. So a couple of other things. So kind of sliding away from the Vin Scully chat, we've honed in a lot on, time management, getting time back, focusing on time. Tell me a little bit about, in your opinion, where do you see the efforts that we're putting together of our focuses going forward, and how do you feel that it's going to impact kind of some of the guys and gals that you hang out with in your circle?
Where do I see us heading with this?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Top 10 Spotify podcasts.
Well, that's the goal. That is the goal.
Well, yeah, I definitely feel like from an impact standpoint, I think this is going to be very educational. A lot of people are gonna like watch this. Like I know even some of my friends, when I told them I'm doing a podcast at work, they were like, "Are you serious?" I've never heard of a company that employs you saying, "Hey, get on the podcast," you know.
Yeah.
So they're already aware of it. Like, okay, this different, you know.
Yeah.
And they've given it a few listens, and they say they like it. When the few times they did tune in, they're not loyal listeners yet. We'll get them there though.
We'll get them.
Yeah. But I definitely believe that I always feel like sometimes we don't see the impact it had, but it had an impact. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's going to be times where, you know, let's say we drop a podcast and it gets 2 views. We're going to be down about it, but those 2 views might have changed one of those people's lives. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I definitely, without a doubt, we're going to have an impact. That's where I see this going.
It's interesting you had used the term training, you know, just a little while ago in this effort that we're doing, and that's one of the conversations that we had earlier at a staffing meeting. One of the conversations that I had last night with another one of our person from our leadership team, and our goal within the team is to ensure that we're generating some training opportunities. So a couple of our staff members together have put together a few different paths forward for us to be able to focus on training. Oftentimes, you know, there's we struggle with a work-life balance, you know. I mean, you know, sometimes it feels like you're working 60, 70, 80 hours in a week, and you don't really have that time to hone in on new skills or amplify current skills that you have. And so we've taken that and recognized that those are some of the things that we can do as a company, bringing our staff members in and getting them spun up as part of their work schedule. And so, you know, that training piece, I think, is something where we have an in-house group where we're using, you know, engineering and analytical services and combining the thought process that engineers have and the analysis side that analysts have, and being able to merge those together to help make a better product in what it is that we're providing support to and those customers that we're providing support to. So I try to take, you know, tidbits of where I hear potential candidates, current staff members, leadership team, what they feel are great things of importance. And I'm in complete agreement with that. Now, our goal is to maximize the amount of training that we can for everyone. So they always have, you know, the highest caliber of skill as possible. And we're going to generate a platform for them to be able to use that. Now, whether that's coming into the Weeghman and Briggs office space and working on various workstations to do this training, or we're doing this online for some of our staff members that are located throughout the rest of the country. Yeah. And so the fact that you touch on training coincides with exactly where we're trying to get our staff, our team, even outside folks that we just work with, hey, come on in and get some new practices or new skills developed on what you're doing. So, so thanks for sharing that. Now, when you touch on some of your friends that, you know, you're getting a response back from them as far as that's interesting, never heard of a company doing a podcast for that. I don't know if you're getting the same type of feedback I am from like an entertainment standpoint, because you know, we say some funny stuff. You say more funny stuff than I do, but there's an entertainment factor to this as well. And I feel that if we have the capability of being able to generate an education and an entertainment and combine those together, while getting paid to do it too. I mean, that's kind of
recipe for success.
Right. And we've said this on multiple occasions. Let's get more and more staff members to ensure that we have that they have an opportunity of being able to come in and chat on things that are of interest to them too.
I like how, I feel like with this, we're going to be able to give a voice to people who normally, when it, you know, because it's a podcast, people are going to be shy naturally, but I think once people warm up to it, they're gonna really like that. Oh, if I want to get a thought out, I can go on a podcast and talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if they want to learn something, I can go on a podcast and listen. Or you know what I mean? Like it's just another outlet, another avenue for information to get to people.
And I think that that's important. You said people, are shy at first, and I think one of our first episodes that we had both of
the two gens.
Yeah, and there was some nerves there for sure. They were a bit apprehensive about talking about some of the things. I guess you have a camera in your face and you don't really know how to react to some things, and you wonder like, oh, do I look silly or do I sound silly? No, not at all. Our effort is to make people feel comfortable, for one, talk about things that they're comfortable with, and I think that makes that a lot easier. We saw that last week when Ben was here chatting, and the week prior to that when Colton was here chatting with us. It just, going through those steps of being able to say, tell us about who you are. And then once you get that comfort level going, now all of a sudden you have that capability of being able to then teach some of the skills that you've already built, talk about those skills, and then build on them by collaboration with one another.
Yeah. So this is a saying I think I heard from P. Diddy. I know somebody else probably said it before him, but I heard it from P. Diddy. And he said, if you don't know something, surround yourself with people that know that stuff. And that's how you elevate.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you got to bring something to the table too, obviously.
Very true. Yeah. Very true. And I think that that's probably why we ask that question to our viewers. Hey, if there's anything that you have interest in that you want to talk about, or that may want to hear from a subject matter expert, leave a comment below on whether it's whether it's through YouTube or iTunes. And our goal on that, also like it, we appreciate that too. But our goal is to bring in people that you're interested in learning about, and skills and career paths that you're interested in, not just us. I mean, we're going to be here for the entertainment factor, as we talked about before, but the education piece is always going to be the apex of why we do a podcast to begin. Yeah. So not much more from me on my end. I think this last week has been a pretty busy one when it comes to, we have a few different proposals that we're working on, a lot of different moving parts within the company, and our goal is to continue to expand and to grow, which is a key component. As I say on multiple occasions. Tell us your dreams and goals, and let's work towards achieving those. So once again, thank you guys for listening in. We appreciate the viewership.
I have one last question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
It's about baseball, though.
All right, go ahead.
Explain this Juan Soto trade to me. I have no idea the impact. Like, can you give me the NBA equivalent of that?
So this would be like, because you're
I'm not a big baseball guy.
Not a big baseball guy. So it's a pretty big trade. So this is like a Kevin Durant type move.
Oh, it's that big.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So, and the money that got offered to him was bananas. I mean, through the roof. I think the Nats offered him for 15 years. It was like $450 million.
Are you serious?
And he turned it down.
And they traded him. What did they? I'm so confused. Was it a trade or was it a free agent or something?
So he's a free agent currently, to the best of my knowledge. I just recall hearing the Nationals offer this bananas money, and then all of a sudden, that's no longer on the table for him. He wants to move. But that something similar kind of happened.
He's only 23.
Yeah. So the same thing happened to Miguel Cabrera. Thanks, Ben, for sharing some details with us. We got a new screen that's right there, so it makes that a heck of a lot easier to
production.
figure out some stats. Exactly. So Miguel Cabrera, same thing happens to him. He gets picked up, not that kind of money, by the way, but he gets picked up by the Detroit Tigers. Once again, go Tigers. I like plugging them. I mean, I do.
They're the only good Detroit team, that's why.
1 year, it was like the best in sports. The Wings were awesome. I'm not even going to lie about the Lions, because you got lie and Lions right off the bat. But the lie downs. The The Tigers, I mean, they went to the World Series. Miguel Cabrera wins a Triple Crown that year. Pistons are make it to NBA Finals. I don't remember what year that was. I guess 2000.
Early 2000s.
2007, something like that.
It
Yeah.
was probably 4. That's the year they beat the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Dark times.
Dark times.
I'm a Kobe fan.
Yeah. Yeah, but so kind of back to that Soto trade, huge. I mean, just absolutely massive trade.
And apparently the Padres are already stacked, I heard. They're already a good team.
I'll be honest with you. This year in baseball, I have
Yeah, no
because the
clue.
Tigers are horrible.
Oh,
I mean,
so
they're horrible.
you're just like, I'm not even keeping up
yeah.
with it. I feel that.
I'll watch the Nats and Cubs and Orioles periodically, but this year is so bad for the Tigers that I'm really just more or less just focusing on next season.
Yeah, I know. I know the pain. That's me with some of my sports teams. He's 23 years old.
Could you imagine that getting offered 450? Turning down $450 million at 23. So by the time he's 38, right? 38. He still has another couple of years to play. We just saw Kirk Gibson, who was probably 675 years of age, hit that home run.
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness! Well,
I played the wrong sport growing up. That's what I'm learning from this.
man.
You make the most money in baseball.
I know. I don't understand it though.
But I feel like you play, 400 games a year.
You're a pitcher.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
But like, where's the money coming from? Like, do people still put that much money in baseball?
You got sponsorships. You got.
People love baseball.
I know the older guys.
But you know what's interesting?
It's a pastime.
If the team is terrible, like you can go to a O's game like right now on a Friday night when it should be completely packed, and there'll be $15, more like 15 people. It's crazy. Nobody's there, but they're still charging you, $37.80 for a beer and a dog.
So that's how they make money.
I guess I don't know. It's interesting. I saw this little stat. Here I am. I'm trying to bounce on the podcast a few minutes ago, and we're stringing along. But anyways, I see this stat. It's like, what does it cost for going to taking a family to a Major League Baseball game? And Ben's on point right now, looking that up. Maybe not. He's actually looking up the most expensive baseball team.
No, I was seeing how much it cost. How much
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you're like the Yankees, I think you're pulling in quintillions of dollars or whatever it is that they make it. $6 billion a year? Good night. $6 billion. My goodness.
Go New York.
Wow. Wow, that's unbelievable. But yeah, to take a family to a game,
How much was that?
tickets, it was like $230
So that's how they make their money.
for family of
It's the
four to go get
experience.
some Cokes, a couple dogs,
Yeah.
tickets.
I never understood how they make so much money and how they're able to pay their players so much because I know I don't watch. I watch every sport except baseball. Yeah, and I watch a little bit of golf, but yeah, it's just like how do they make money if people aren't watching it? And that's how you just said it. Because the actual game itself, the people that go to the game, that's how they make their money.
Also, think about this. How many friends do you have that wear a
Baseball jersey.
baseball Yankees hat,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it is, Tigers hat, whatever it is, they're wearing some sort of apparel, and they don't care. They couldn't name a player.
They can't name a player. Yeah.
Can't name a player. I think I know tons of people that are like that, but it is. Oh, it matches my shoes. Like, oh, you're a Tigers fan.
Yeah.
No, this matches my shoes. Like, hey.
That's me. Like, I have a lot of Yankees
I
appearances.
think I called you out one time on that too. Like, oh, you're a Yankees fan.
I only know one player, Aaron Judge. That's it.
Not even Derek Jeter.
I mean, I know Jeter, but he's retired.
retired like
he
30
retired.
years
Yeah. I knew CC Sabathia. I knew him. And I think that was it. Judge, A-Rod.
Mariano Rivera,
Don't know that guy either.
the best closer in baseball history. So, anyway, okay, folks, appreciate you staying on longer than
That was our
than I said
baseball
we're gonna-
segment.
we're gonna cut off. Yeah, that's MLB at its best, and probably the max knowledge that we have as of this season. So, yeah, once again, thank you guys for listening in. Please check out our next episodes. Click the subscribe and click the likes.
Like, comment, subscribe. We're out, guys.
All right,
Thank you.
Out.